The knowledge in your head could be worth something. There is someone else out there that is willing to pay you big bucks to learn from you and your experience, your hobbies, the journey you've had in your career. And I want to share with you in today's video how you can go about that, the steps you would need to take in order to make that a reality, how you can turn it into a job replacing income and then into a pretty profitable business. And I'm going to give you some examples of clients of mine that have achieved it in a variety of different industries. Lots to cover. Let's get into it. The first thing that's really exciting about this is go back a few years. To make good money selling your knowledge, you would have had to have had qualifications or certification or some kind of piece of paper that says you are the person to learn this from. But times have changed. Times have changed dramatically, and we've got to a point where people want to learn from someone who actually has the experience as opposed to a piece of paper. Think about this. If you wanted to get in the best shape of your life and you had two options, you had option A, somebody who has all the qualifications as a personal trainer. They know the nutrition, they know the workout plans, and they've got all the qualifications on paper, but they're not looking too good. They've got a bit of a belly, they're not looking fit, they're not looking in shape. Or option B, you've got someone who doesn't have any qualifications, they've never trained as a personal trainer, but their life experience is going through consuming as much information as they can on YouTube or just asking their friends, and they've managed to get into the best shape of their life. They got the six-pack abs, they got the big chest, they got the big back. Everyone turns their head when they walk into the gym, and you've got a chance to learn from them, and you could pay them both the same amount of money to learn from them. Who would you go with? In that scenario, it's obvious. You'd go with B, and that is happening all over the place and all over the internet. And I'm seeing people from a variety of different walks of life with different skill sets, with different hobbies, making a lot of money, and they're actually surprised at how quick it can happen and how possible it is when just a few months ago they didn't realize it was even an opportunity worth pursuing. I want to give you a starting point right now to get you thinking about whether this is possible for you. There are three categories that you may fall into. The first is hobbies. Someone will pay you for your hobby. You may not have even trained in a certain area, but just on the side, outside of your career, outside of any training you've been doing for yourself, you've just picked up a hobby. Maybe that is training your dog. You just like doing that. You've gone against the script and you've tried your own thing. And all the dog trainers that taught you, you didn't really learn what you needed, but just on the side you thought, I'm gonna not only train my dog to behave, but now actually I'm really enjoying training my dog to do some really interesting things. Someone else may want to learn from that hobby because perhaps you got really good at it. Another example might be DIY, right? Maybe you've just in your spare time enjoyed doing up your house on a budget, and you've figured out shortcuts, you've found cheaper ways to do things, and actually someone else would be willing to pay you to learn from you about that hobby because ultimately it's going to save them more money in the long run. The second option is your career experience, meaning you've gone into the working world and you have climbed up a bit of a ladder, you have learnt about the industry that you work in, and of course at the moment you're working for someone else. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe that's the life that you want. Most people do, but perhaps you're starting to think, okay, the stuff that I'm doing on the day-to-day, I could perhaps start offering this on the side. I could start teaching this on the side, and that's the second option. And the third option is life experience. Again, outside of your career, outside of hobbies, maybe you went through a pretty dark patch. Maybe you had some really difficult stuff going on in your life, and through trial and error, you've been able to break through that. Maybe you suffered from depression. And now that you have come out the other end of that, there are a ton of people that would be desperate to learn from you about how you overcame that. Maybe you went through a really tough patch in your marriage. You're not a trained counselor, you're not a trained therapist, you're not certified in offering that, but nothing else worked for you and you managed to figure out a way through that situation, and now you're in a really good spot in your marriage. Again, someone else wants to learn from how you did that. So have a think about that, and once you've decided what topic you might dive into, what knowledge you have to share, you need three things to be able to launch that out into the world, and I'm going to share them with you now. The first thing is you need the offer. That's the thing you're actually selling. That's the thing that you're using to package up this knowledge and get it out of your head and into some format that someone can learn from. Now, there are a few different ways to structure a program like that, but the easiest, the quickest is just to create a series of training videos that you can house in a membership area. There are lots of platforms that will allow you to do that. If you want to look them up, there's Kajabi, there's Thinkific, there's Udemy. These are simple places to start where you can create an account, upload some videos, put them behind a login page, and you can sell access to those videos. Now, my advice on this is don't spend too long. Don't become a perfectionist. Many people I see online trying to make this work spend 12 to 18 months trying to build a course. That's too long. A handful of videos, get it sold, and then be building it over time. Make it bigger and better and refine it over time. And also, while we're talking about the offer, I would suggest you go for a high ticket price. This means we're not just going to be charging $27 or $50 or $100. We're going to stretch ourselves a little bit and we're going to go to $500, even $1,000. Maybe right now you're not even sure how that's possible. I'm going to give you some examples in just a moment of clients of mine that have completely stretched what they thought they knew about this being a possibility. And now they're charging $2,000, $5,000, even $10,000, and people really are paying that. And these people have 6 and even 7-figure businesses. So go into this with an open mind because some really amazing stuff can come from this. The second thing you need is what we call a sales funnel. I want to save you from a big problem that you may make. People that are not used to this world will often default to just building a website, and that is a mistake. Allow me to explain the difference between a website and a sales funnel. A website is, as you would expect, a page where you're going to design it so it looks really nice and you're well branded, and you've got a few different tabs that say about my program, about me, contact me. Maybe you have a blog attached to it as well. So you have loads of things that they can click on. That is distraction city. Loads of stuff going on, too much for them to do, no clear, what we would call a CTA, which is a call to action. What are we telling them to do next? Whereas a sales funnel is a series of pages where we are leading a prospect from one step to the other. The first step might just be having them give us their name and email address because they're interested in our course. That will start building what we call an email list where we can now follow up with those people. Once they opt in, they come to the next page where maybe we have a video and we tell them a little bit about ourselves and how we learnt what we've learned, and then offer them the program that we've created. If they're interested, they might click the button on that page that takes them to a page where they can enter their payment details and sign up for the program. That is a sales funnel in simple terms, and what you'll find is by using a sales funnel, you'll have far more people go through the process and actually sign up and buy your course than you would do if you just had a website. So if you're going to take a stab at this, it's a sales funnel you need, not a website. And the third thing you need are eyeballs. You need people to actually see your content. So where do we go? How do we find these people? Well, there are 2 options. The first option is organic traffic. This is free traffic. This is where you are posting on social media, creating YouTube videos like the one you're watching right now, and starting to put yourself out there, and slowly but surely you'll start to have people gravitate towards you. The second option is using paid advertisements, where we're going to go on platforms like this, YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, and we're going to pay a little bit of money to run an advertisement. And we are going to put that advertisement in front of people who we think are most likely to want to buy our course. Now, the way that you can grow an information business like this the fastest is by using paid traffic, but please be warned, you need to go and do that using proper training. Don't have a stab at it. Don't follow a tutorial here on YouTube and press all the buttons and then wonder why it hasn't worked. To make paid advertising work, you really do need a high level of support to make that work and make sure it's profitable. So unless you're in a financial situation to be able to, hire a coach, for example, then you're going to want to start with organic traffic. It is going to be a bit slower. It is going to be a bit harder in the beginning, but once you get some momentum, once you start making some sales, then of course you can graduate to paid advertising and sky is the limit. So now I want to give you some examples of clients of mine that have made this work and have built 6 and even 7-figure businesses selling their knowledge to hopefully inspire you, but also show you what's possible in different industries. So the first example is fitness. This is a big one. It's a very popular one. If you have just taken a passion for getting in shape and understanding the nutrition behind it and understanding the right workout process, and you would feel excited about sharing that knowledge with someone else, you don't need to sign up as a personal trainer. You don't need to settle for £40 an hour like my friend Fez, who joined our coaching program. Fez was a personal trainer in the gym. He was earning £30 an hour, and he decided, can I not sell this knowledge online somehow? And so we worked with him, we helped him package up his offer, create his course, decide on a price, build a sales funnel, turn on some traffic, and in the very first month, Fez was making more than 5 figures, which is crazy. In the second month, he made almost £20,000. He was absolutely blown away. He had never made any money close to that in his life before, and he's just continued going from strength to strength. And we've also got another client called Frank, and Frank was from the Netherlands, and he did not have any personal training qualifications. He was just a fitness enthusiast, and again had the idea, could I create a business around this by teaching other men how to get in shape? Frank's gone on to build a multi-million-pound business selling fitness courses online. Another great example is music. We've got Lynn here, who teaches people who play the violin to improve their skills, but also to land better gigs, to be more visible, to get more noticed, to get in big orchestras. And she's selling her program, teaching these people how to achieve that skill set, and she charges thousands of dollars, and she's making a ton of money doing it. Then we've got Robert Chambers, an awesome client of ours. He teaches people who play the piano to learn music by ear. So just hear a song and then be able to play it on the keys, and his business has exploded. He came to us at complete zero, and as you can see here, he just landed our 100K club award, which means he's done over $100,000 selling his course. He never thought this was possible. And then we've got a couple of great clients called Phil and Tash, who teach people horse riding, but they do it with an online course. They don't even do it in person. They created a series of videos and they put that into a membership area. They charge thousands of dollars, and they have built a 7-figure business doing that. We also have clients that have done this, teaching photography, design skills, podcasting. We even have a client called Sarah who teaches people how to organize their photos on their laptop and their phone, and she charges $1,000 for that course. Yes, people will pay it if you find the right people. If you'd like to learn more, check out this video here. It's an interview that we did with Fez, who went from personal trainer to earning tens of thousands every single month selling fitness courses online. It's an amazing interview. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please support the channel, give us a comment, give us a like, and I'll see you in a future video.